Depression is a mental illness, which means it oppresses the mind and destabilizes the brain, making it hard for the patient to experience life, think, feel, and overcome obstacles and stressors like a normal human being would. Depression is an illness that needs medical attention and therapy for months or years, and it may remain a condition that never goes away due to relapse. Please understand that depression is not stress. It does not happen suddenly, and it's not caused by one thing. Instead, depression is caused by an accumulation of unresolved stresses over a long period of time. Well, the hardest part is that when one is suffering from depression, family and friends might fail to understand the situation and withdraw love, presence, and support from the patient. Depression might also be accompanied by another disorder called anxiety and panic attacks, making the whole experience deeply difficult. I, unfortunately, have had the experience of all three. Greetings, friends. I am Mary J. Welcome to my channel. This is my story of severe depression and how I am trying to find hope in the healing journey. I intend to share my journey living with clinically diagnosed depressive disorder for over 19 years now. The struggles, the ups and downs, the pains and the small joys, as well as how I'm progressing with my healing journey. My hope is that this channel will help someone going through depression to realize that they are not alone. And for those of us who know someone going through depression, that they may get to learn what depression is like, because it does not present with physical symptoms like other diseases, and be able to support those going through it. I've also read many articles with people claiming to have quickly healed or gotten over depression. Well, stress and depression are two totally different experiences. Friends, that said, today I'll share 6 ways in which I realized I was depressed. The first thing I noticed, I was feeling like my mind was full and getting out of control. And any small stress would make me feel like my head was going to burst. I wanted to scream so bad or run away and get out of this life and all the stresses that were coming my way. Second, I was getting anxious and worried for no particular reason. And this would cause me to panic, have cold sweats, run out of breath, and drain my physical and mental energy, making it hard for me to do simple tasks or get out of the house. The third thing that happened to me, I could not swallow food. People would sit within the family or with friends and we were enjoying a very delicious meal. But I was seated there just watching them eat. Why? Because there was an imaginary lump sitting in my throat that choked me every time I tried to swallow. And this led me to losing a lot of weight. The fourth thing, I had this heaviness in my mind that clung like a burden and never left. This was combined with a sense of emptiness in my heart that I cannot clearly explain. A million thoughts would run through my mind and play over and over again, yet I could not put them in words. I would, however, converse within my head alone. I catastrophized, ruminated, and struggled to communicate my thoughts and feelings with anyone. The fifth thing that happened to me, I didn't want to go outside. I just wanted to stay in bed, in darkness, no lights. And I did not have the strength to go out or even to do simple tasks in the house, like waking up, brushing my teeth, taking a shower. They all became a nightmare. It was such a difficult climb. It was like a difficult mountain to climb. And it was a huge struggle to actually get outdoors, to go to work, to go to the markets, to tend after my children, and even to do daily chores. I also hated crowds so much. And I slowly over time realized that I was withdrawing from family, friends, and co-workers. I became antisocial. The sixth thing that I suffered from is that my emotions were running unpredictable. One moment I was happy, another I was angry, another minute I was sad. And I couldn't realize what was going on within me. Eventually, I lost sense of self and my world fell apart. I did not recognize who I was anymore, and I became silent. You know, the funniest thing with depression is that it eventually silences you completely. And so you might find someone is just sitting there, smiling with you, and they're not saying anything. They might even look happy, but they are having this silence that just goes noticed. Then one day I wanted to harm myself, and I called a family member and I told them about it. And I remember clearly that night at the hospital, after going through numerous medical tests, I set my foot in a psychiatrist's office and I was diagnosed with severe depression. It was a long night that would lead to many more visits to the hospital and taking of medication for over 19 years. That year was 2001. Well, my friends, my experience might not resonate with another person going through depression, because depression is a very personal struggle. Also, the healing journey is very personal. You cannot compare one person's healing journey or struggle to another. Also, beware that many people around you, including family and close friends, may not understand why a patient is having unusual behaviors, procrastinates on important events and tasks, has gone quiet or become irrational and emotionally unpredictable, and they finally isolate. And this might eventually create conflict and differences. I appeal to you today. If you are having any difficulties with your mind and you're not able to clearly understand what exactly is going on with your life, and you're feeling you lack motivation to do the normal things that you previously did, there's a possibility that you could be going through depression. And I want you to know that you are not alone and you're not broken. You are a human being going through a dark period, and this too shall pass, one day at a time. Have hope and have faith that you shall overcome depression. Now, one of the best things that I have realized that has helped me so far is seeking therapy on time and taking medications early and as prescribed without missing. So please, do not wait until things get out of hand. I believe almost all countries in the world have accessible health institutions and not-for-profit organizations that are willing to help mental health cases. If you are the one suffering from depression, or you are a friend, a neighbor, or family member who notices a person struggling with life and with basic daily chores, or appearing suddenly quiet, withdrawn, please do not keep quiet. Reach out to them at the first onset of depression and or mental illness signs and get the help that is needed. Please, let's be our brothers and sisters keeper out here. Well, today I believe by sharing a bit about myself and depression in today's video, you are able to know what depression feels like. And I am sure survivors of depression out here in the society have a unique story to tell too. And remember, unless a person has gone through a struggle like depression, then they cannot understand the pain of having to struggle to do basic things in the house or even to get out of bed. So let's be kind out here. Let's help and support one another. Let's call family, friends, and find out how they are doing. Thank you for watching. Let's share and heal together. Do you know someone suffering from depression? What is their biggest struggle today?